Okay, welcome back to more Scratch fun. We made this one parrot come alive. We saw how he could flap and move at the same time, and it's gorgeous. And you've got this guy, and he's very animated, and he's on your program, and you love him. You love him so much. Um, I'm going to show you another way to make some animation going on, another way to think about things. Let's do this. I have one sprite in my program, and you do too. It's that parrot. That parrot has two costumes, two ways he can look, which is what helps us make the animation. What I want is I want another character to show up, like another person in my program, which means I need another sprite. So here's what I'm going to say. Down here, I've got this new button for new sprite. And I want somebody that has some costume. Some of these guys only have one costume, which makes them hard to animate. Should we do another parrot? Should we go with blue parrot? Let's do blue parrot. And take a look at blue parrot. He's super exciting. He also has two costumes, so I can get the same kind of effect going on. He's kind of got crazy googly eyes, but he's kind of similar to that guy. I'm also going to shrink him down a little bit. And I thought I was going to shrink him down a little bit. And then I want to move him kind of to the top. So if you would pause the video, I want you to hop over to your Scratch, add in blue crazy eye parrot, and get him positioned like so. Okay, so you're ready to roll. You've got your blue parrot in there. It's amazing. You love it. It's great. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm clicked on blue parrot. I want to go to scripts so I can mess with his brain. Right now he's got nothing in his brain. So let's get some events. I want him, I don't know. The other parrot we had animate when we started the game. Let's do this. Let's say this guy is going to do something when this sprite is clicked. And let's do actually let's go crazy. I want two of these. So this is the craziest thing ever. This is called parallelism. Kind of like parallel lines in geometry. But basically, when I click him, he's going to begin doing two different things at the same time. So it's kind of like when your teacher asks you to rub your stomach and pat your head and walk all at the same time. You've got like different actions that are executing at the same time, independent of each other. So what I'm going to do is one of these, I'll make this the wing flapping, and one of these will be the movement. So let's say this. To make his wings flap, that's going to be in his looks. And same thing, my best friend is next costume, but I probably want to wait a second. So right now, if I run the program, Redbird's doing his thing. I click him. Every time I click him, he goes to his new costume. But it would be more fun if I made him do it like 10 times. Now he's a little slow. He's a little slow on the uptake. I love that his whole body moves around his eye. Like notice his eye doesn't change, but everything else does. Now, so you can fine tune this to make it look more like how you want it. Now, here's what I would like for you to do. I want you to go ahead and pause the video. I want you to get this blue bird to flap his wings a few times when I click on him. So pause me and go catch up in your Scratch program. Okay, welcome back. Now here's what I'm going to say. We have this, which says when his sprite is clicked, he's going to flap his wings. What I want is I also want him to move. So let's do this. I'm going to grab me another repeat block, and I'm going to, now we've never done this, I'm going to use this block. So it's in motion, change your Y, and I want to change this by a negative amount. And with true animation, it would be better to have some kind of weight in there too. So, whoops, I'm stupid. I want this to be a positive amount. So when I click him, he goes up a little bit, and then he's done. So notice how awesome that is. When I click him, he flaps his wings 10 times, he moves up 10 times, and he does them both simultaneously. But his flapping isn't dependent on his movement. They just happen in their own world, independent of each other. Now, that is awesome. One other thing I want to do, because I'm going to keep losing him. I'm going to drag him to where I want him to start. And then I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to go to my motion. And I'm going to say, I want you to go to that point when the program begins. So even if I click him a few times and he goes off the screen, the next time I start the program, he goes back. Okay, I want you to go ahead and pause this one. Pause me, go make sure that not only is he flapping his wings when he's clicked, also when he's clicked, he's going to move up 10 times and then get this guy going on too. And once you get that all taken care of and you get caught up, then come back and we'll move on and do something else. Okay, so now you're happy. You've got all this working. And it's beautiful. Now what I want to do, just for fun, I want to have him do a third thing all at the same time. So these two things are happening anytime the sprite is clicked. When the program starts, here's what I want him to do. I want him to, for all eternity, I want him to do some motion. I want him to change his Y. This time I want it to be negative because I want him to go down. And of course, if you're animating, it's prettier if you have a little weight block. So think about how crazy this is. He has 3 different things that he's doing. Could be all the time, right? This is all the time. This is when I'm clicking him. When I click him, he's going to do this, this, and still do that. So, but when I click him, he starts trying to fly because he's doing these 2 things. So when I click him, he starts changing his Y in the positive direction, but he's still changing his Y in the negative direction. Now, that looks a little weird because he doesn't actually get any lift. So let's fine-tune gravity. Let's say that he gets to fly a little higher, then he fly faster than he falls. So he falls until I click him, and then he flaps and flies 10 times. So he's kind of a lazy bird. He's not really a flappy bird, he's a lazy bird because he only flies when somebody clicks on him. So here's what I want you to try. I want you to pause the video. I want you to go catch up with those things and make sure you have a really lame version of Flappy Bird. So go give that a shot. Okay, so you've got your Flappy Bird and you love him. You can fine-tune some of the animation. I think it actually looks better if I take this weight block out, and you can fine-tune how nasty gravity is compared to his flight speed. So I think maybe having too many weight blocks made it a little crazy, but I like taking this weight block out. But anyway, so you just play with whatever you want to get some Flappy Bird action. And that is beautiful. Now let me show you real quick. If you want to get extra creative, you can go into your parrot, go into his costumes. Now notice he's only got 2 costumes, which are fine. You can deal with some, if you want to get like creative and artistic and paint him, you could say, I love this so much, I'm going to duplicate both those costumes. That was just a right click. So now that's not really going to do much because it's just the same costumes over and over again. But if you wanted to take this, I'm going to zoom in. Take a look at this. I could say I'm going to grab my eyedropper. I'm going to click in that blue to select that blue as my color. Then I'm going to go to my fill, and I could like get crazy and fill in his eye. So now you could have him blink if you really want to. So you could just do kind of crazy stuff like that. You could do, like if you want him to, I'm going to grab my paint bucket, change to red, and you could like fill in, like maybe you want his wings to catch on fire. I don't know why, but you could do that. So now he's got a little more business. He closes his eyes and his wings catch on fire. I don't know. So you could be as creative as you want, even if you don't have kind of enough costumes or the costumes that you would like to have. You can make him look a little more lively with blinking, with changing colors, with whatever. So that's going to be beautiful. What I want you to do now is play around with these guys. Come back for the next video and I'm going to show you what you need to do next.